Greetings and Merry Christmas. So Christmas is finally here, or it's already done, depending on when you watch this. And this year I decided to give you all a real treat. I'm going to look at something worse than LJN, someone more despicable than Blast Entertainment, and someone who didn't even bother to get the right licenses like Hip Games. I'm of course talking about the bottom of the barrel company that is Phoenix Games.
And if you don't know, Phoenix Games is a European-seeded company who went bankrupt back in 2009. But that didn't stop them from making shit upon shit of shitty games. No, they decided to make a shit ton, ranging all from Kingdom of Atlantis to Mighty Mulan, Legend of Camelot and so on.
If you think this is bad, this is only a small part of what they have created. What were they thinking?
Some of them is self-explanatory enough. I mean, we got Gorilla Strike age 3 and up. We got Crazy Golf and Krabby Adventure. Yeah, that's about right, although they misspelled the title.
Sadly enough, this might be the only original games they have ever created, apart from a very few I couldn't get.
Another thing you might have noticed is the front cover. Some of them is okay-ish drawn, while others have some rather creepy Uncanny Valley style CG covers. And if you've seen the Angry Video Game Nerds art cover Christmas special, he about sums it up. I highly recommend you go watch that one.
And I have to say something to the nerd, if he is at all watching this. That slight minimalistic chance of that ever happening. Trust me on this one, that crap creepy CG? That's not the in-game graphics. In fact, the in-game graphics are worse, and if your crap limit are CDI, then you better hand me your copy of Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, because I'm afraid you can't handle this magnitude of shit. I'm sorry man, but it's for your own safety.
Okay, let's take a look at the first game, Crazy Golf. Just look at that dog. That'll haunt all of your nightmares. Surprisingly enough, this is one of their only games where the cover depicts the in-game graphics really well. So that is a huge step up from the other games. We also see this shark, which I believe Marty McFly said best.
Shark still looks fake.
On the backside we see that there is 4 cool characters, realistic ball physics and of course 3 whole worlds to conquer. What the shit? Was this game made by EA as in Command & Conquer? It's a joke people, but I have to say, only 3 cups in a golf game? That's pretty shitty. Most SNES and Mega Drive golf games had the same amount, if not more. We get introduced to the actually good looking logo of Phoenix Games, as well as mere mortals. Well, at least they are humble. The game starts up and we are greeted to this neon fuckfest of colors exploding in your eyes like it wasn't really thought through. Of course you can change the color saturation on your TV, but really, do you want to do that every time you play this game? How about throwing that fucker out instead and watch some cartoons? We are now at the main menu, which shows us single player, multiplayer. Yeah, apparently you can play up to 4 people in this game. Options and the most odd one, complete a game.
That, complete a game? Does that mean we can press the button and congratulations, you beat the game? But no, looking at the manual which says the player can choose to continue a previously saved game session. In other words, continue or load game. What a boatload of fuck.
Anyway, let's pick career, and here we see that the 3 stages are locked, only the C stage is open, meaning you have to beat them in order, which is really stupid design given how few stages there actually is. That would be the same if Super Mario 64 only had 3 stages, but you needed to get 7 stars to open the next level. Okay, we now see the different characters, all which are this hip dog that strangely reminds me of a more retarded version of the hip-hopping dog from Titanic. And also 4 cool characters?
Yeah right, my ass is cool. These characters are derpy looking and they are almost identical. It's just a quick paint job and that's it.
So let's choose this fucker and be on with the game. At first glance it looks like a heavy drug and acid trip gone horribly bad. Seriously, of all the things you could put in a golfing game, Underwater Nightmare wouldn't be my first choice. If you expected something similar to golf and got this, you would be fucking pissed. Granted, the cover looks more like mini golf, but yeah, maybe that's enough to make you reconsider purchasing the game. Okay, at hole 2 it's already starting to be shit. Realistic ball physics, my ass. This isn't realistic at all. The graphics are disgusting and dull that I didn't even realize the bump on the ground, but the game sure did. And that cost me 2 strokes for out of bounds.
Now I have to admit, I seriously don't know anything about golf, but a penalty for out of bounds? Is that even a possibility?
Never mind, let's continue. The holes or courses, whatever it's called, are dull, not very innovative, and also takes about 1/3 to complete as it does to load. Yeah, I'm not kidding when I say you spend 2/3 of this game in fucking loading screens. Maybe they should have splurged on a DVD instead of this crappy CD. Yeah, real immersive gameplay here. I really feel like it's so realistic I can do this myself. What the hell did they smoke to make this? Also, I forgot to mention, but the controls are beyond as terrible. You press X to go into shoot mode and tilt the right analog stick to hit the ball. Note, you have to flick it back in order to hit it. If not, the hit doesn't count. I have to say, this is the most finicky controls I have ever tried in any golfing game ever, and granted, this might be the only sports games I can enjoy a little, but this? No, not at all, it's just terrible. I might also add that every time you make a poor shot, the game tells you bad, loser and whatnot. Even when you're above par, it tells you terrible, but after you are done with the stage, it actually says well done. Okay, some stages are more difficult, like the last one being horrendous. Seriously. Fuck, I didn't do that, it instantly filled the bars that tried to hit the ball. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
There! Beat it just barely. I think I missed like 4 pars, so I guess I'm on to the next. I lost? And have to do everything again? Fuck no! Let's look at Toy Room instead.
Honestly, it's probably a really bad Toy Story clone. Remember how awesome Toy Story were on PS1 and Nintendo 64? Or actually, how surprisingly good Toy Story 3 was on PS3?
One can only imagine that a PS2 game of that would have been just as memorable, but instead we got Phoenix Games' Toys Room. Well, let's just start it up and take a look.
And like before, we agreed to Phoenix logo, followed by this creepy pink fella that's even on the cover on the disc.
Apparently this freak show of a character is Phoenix Games' mascot or something like that. He's even present at the back of the box, for crying out loud.
As the menu pops up, we get different languages. Let's pick English, since few of us would probably get the others. We then have the main menu and one thing's missing, right?
There's no text indicating what anything is, so what the hell is anything?
Okay, let's pick the first one here. There we go, and it is apparently a memory game. Great!
If you haven't noticed, these games look rather similar to the Bible games on CDI, with a worse selection of games, of course, and it was on the PS2. You would expect something like this on the CDI, but not the fucking PS2.
Okay, let's try out the main attraction, since the rest are basically just inferior minigames that even Mario Party clones wouldn't dare to put in their cheap knockoffs.
It's only 2 more hours before the little boy comes home from kindergarten, explained Cuddly the Cushion.
Okay, it's a cartoon. A shitty one at that.
Well, the story features these disgusting looking toys no child in their right mind would like to play with. So it seems that these toys are excited for the kid's birthday, but not the main toy, couldn't care less for his name. Is so to say on edge since he's afraid of being replaced by a new better toy.
Just look at this big sad heap. Can't get over the fact that your Days' favorite toy are over, Jive Jumping Jack.
You know, like Toy Story.
So we have a lot of shitty animation that even a first year student would get banned for producing, and we see the new toy.
Okay, how old was this girl again? Oh, it's a boy? And by the looks of the next few scenes, he's about 12 years old? Well then, something is definitely off when a 12-year-old boy would replace his favorite toy with the fucking Garbage Pile Kids reject. Yeah, a reject of the Garbage Pile Kids.
So a lot of the story involves the new Crybaby doll being a jerk and screaming since babies are allowed, I guess.
I'm a baby, and babies are allowed to do anything. Just you wait and see.
And it all results in the main toy leaving while crying and the other toys trying to find him. We see a bunch of garbage cans talking, some fat rats sitting there doing little to nothing since it's dragging the movie out more. Oh, I'm sorry, video game. The other toys traveling across the city and a pond.
I really shouldn't question this, but how in the world do they know which direction to go? I mean, it feels like they know exactly where they should go, but they couldn't possibly know that.
We see an old garden gnome and they reunite, the baby ending up being nice because who gives a fuck.
Okay, that was pure shit. On to the next game.
Ooh, Empire of Atlantis, awesome title, ripping off another Disney movie, why not? And we might all have the exact same question for this cover, as it is quite peculiar.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. He looks exactly like Michael Jackson. Why?
Anyway, let's start the game up. Yet again we have the same lousy menu, even I could program better, and that is saying something. Let's look at options. Okay, I can only assume the top two have something to do with sound, but the last one with the mouse? No idea.
And before you say it, no, it's not how fast the movie is, nor how smooth the games are. And don't not even try to look at the manual, because 6 pages and all of them are shit.
Okay, let's look at the movie. Oh, I'm sorry, video game. It starts with a weird freaking lizard and a boy and his dog that looks nothing like the cover image. They talk about, I don't know, I fell asleep halfway through, but I remember that this time they actually had 2 voice actors to do this.
Howard.
You threw it in, so it's up to you to get it out again.
So already this is twice as good as Toys Room. But it's 0 times 2, sadly enough.
Anyway, they find a bottle, they show it to their grandpa, and he believes it's the map to Atlantis, and therefore they set off after being ridiculed by the city for believing such nonsense.
Come on, everybody, let's get back to work. I think Grandpa's going senile. Well, I mean, at his age.
They then stumble upon a seal as well as a polar bear that doesn't like the cold because that's funny apparently. And give Renegade Animation credit, their animal duos aren't this bland. Close, but not quite. The seal agrees to help them out and go search the bottom of the sea. This sequence takes more than 5 times longer than it should have done. Then the kid apparently learns to hold his breath for a long period of time due to dolphin magic, I think.
Yeah, straight out of Titanic or Tentacolini.
They then get to Atlantis. This girl shows them around in the bumper car of all things. While she keeps mentioning technology from our time period, even though this takes place in ancient time. Oh, also there's this evil looking guy and then he's gone. He's not used for a plot, he's just there to say I don't like this and then he's gone. It ends with the boy agreeing to keep Atlantis a secret, even from his old grandpa who have been searching his whole life for it. The grandpa says, oh well, shit, wasted my life on nothing. Well, what a shame.
I understand, Petros.
Yeah, I'm not kidding, and also, the grandpa is voiced by the female voice actor for some stupid reason, and I have to say, she can't keep the voice up, it changes constantly, just like a first grade Christmas play.
They return home, Grandpa gets scolded for kidnapping the son, and he's off again to Atlantis because he wants to meet this girl again, I think.
I cannot believe any of these fucking games! Who in their right mind would sell any of these and say, yeah, you'll get some enjoyment out of them? It's insane! I know they were marketed as value games, as in cheap and the rest, but this is fucking insane! Okay, you motherfucking piece of fucking ass shit. Time to get what's fucking coming to you. Merry fucking Christmas, you filthy fucking animals. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I could show them the rest like Mighty Mulan, but it's just a cheap cartoon marketed as a video game. So instead, Merry Christmas and good night.